Yo, this is a very quick video because I want to talk about one episode, a single episode, the pilot episode of Railgun T. I wasn't planning to ever do videos about single episodes, but I have to make an exception here because my mouth literally fell open. Like this. Something like that. So before going into this episode, if you don't know Railgun, I'll quickly explain what this is. Railgun T is the third season of A Certain Scientific Railgun, a series with a female main protagonist that is scientifically proven to cause erections.
Watch this video, it's science. You can't argue with that.
By the way, if you do know this series, skip to here. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. But Railgun is a series that takes place in the same universe as A Certain Magical Index. Together it's kind of one franchise. And this franchise is essentially about a world with science and magic together, with Railgun being more about the science side of things and Index about the magic side. But there's a lot to it. I honestly have no idea how to summarize this quickly. But, well, let's just say there are a lot of interesting characters and different groups of characters with different goals and all kinds of different powers.
Something like that.
At first this world seems kind of generic. It's also pretty hard to get into. I remember back when I was getting into it, I just didn't know what else to watch, and that was the reason I kept watching at first. But after a few episodes, you start to get into it, and before you know it, you're really into it. I find the science side the most interesting because the powers are actually to a certain degree based on actual science. Therefore, there are a lot of people with interesting and unique powers. And I'm already taking way too long to explain this. Do I recommend it? Well, I'd say it's worth checking out if you have the time. Index and Railgun are together 122 episodes now, so it's a pretty big franchise. 134 actually, if you count the Accelerator spin-off. It's also kind of complicated at first, and like I said before, hard to get into. But if you have the time, there's definitely a lot it has to offer. If you plan on watching this, I recommend this order. But anyway, to get into the new stuff, Railgun T pilot episode. Spoilers coming up. You know the deal. So the pilot episode of Railgun T, it really hyped me for this season. They introduced a few new characters, level 5 characters actually, and my favorite one, this guy. Sogita Gunha, the guy with the color smoke. Also very unexpected to think that this guy was chilling in this world all this time while all the other stuff from earlier seasons was going on. He has kind of a confusing power. He punches air and a purple explosion follows right after. Looks really cool though. And he can also jump in mid-air. I don't know how science can explain that, but I'm hyped for this season, dude. The other level 5 character that was introduced is the 5th ranked Shokuha Misaki. She seems to have the power to control other people with a remote.
With a remote? Subscribe. Like, it's not working. Fuck this.
I'm wondering, would she be completely powerless without that remote? Anyway, with that remote, she's pretty OP. Do we have all the level 5 characters now? First, Accelerator. Second, Dark Matter Angel Guy. Third, girl that is scientifically proven to give people boners. Fourth, girl that just can't die. Fifth, bitch with remote. Sixth. Wait, what's the 6th? We don't know the 6th. And last but not least, Smoke Punch Man. After some googling, I found out the 6th won't be revealed till very late new Index novels. I started reading that, but the official translations aren't out yet. I also can't find the time to read light novels.
There's too much to catch up with, it's too much.
Well, before this episode I knew 4 of the level 5s, and now I know 6, so that's epic. Also, something that surprised me was seeing Item in the pilot episode. Makes me curious what role they will be playing this season, but
what the fuck?
Also, where is Hamatsura? After that, you see School with the 2nd ranked Angel Guy and that girl with that really scary power where she can make people feel love for her. What makes them stop wanting to kill her, which is it's kind of fucked up. Anyway, also that guy that can cut things in half. That had like one very short moment of screen time in Index 3. Curious to see if he will be doing more. Anyway, School hasn't been in Railgun before, right? Only Index. So that's interesting. And well, Accelerator is himself. But anyway, this is a really promising pilot episode. I can't wait to see what happens next. But the part where my mouth literally fell open. The opening. Sick opening, by the way. The episode ended with the opening, and while watching, I started thinking about, wow, what's going to happen this season? You see Remote Bitch controlling the Misaka clones with her remote. So Misaka might be up against her own clones. But right after that, you see Sogita again. And while I saw him there, I was like, you know what would be an epic duo? Him and Toma.
That would be epic.
I hope that happens. That would be sick. And right after I thought that, you see Toma. Wait for it. And then
they're standing next to each other. What the actual fuck? They read my mind.
This is where my mouth literally fell open.
I can't wait to see these two punch stuff together.
I feel like they are the most OP duo ever created. But I don't care. Can't wait. So that sums up all the stuff I noticed this episode. This is kind of a pointless short video.
But I had to share this best duo.
Anyway, it's still a healthy amount of excitement. I'm not obsessed or something.
But they are standing right next to each other. This is so epic.
After Index 3 kind of failed, well, a lot of people were disappointed. And I definitely saw the pacing issues and some problems, but I didn't hate it as much as other people did. I'm a big fan of this franchise up to the point where I even read some light novels. I read stuff!
For me, that's insane, alright?
So it's a shame Index 3 didn't live up to expectations, but Railgun T, this episode, just this one episode, brought me back into this role just like that. I probably won't be making more videos about single episodes, this is just an exception. I might talk about this more after it finishes airing, depends if there's stuff I want to say about it. But subscribe for me going on about more anime stuff, because that's what you want to see, definitely. There was a pretty short video, but I have a lot of ideas, some big ideas I'm working on, so, stay tuned!
New video every week! Yeah.